Damas y caballeros, ladies and gents.
Sorry, the way you said that. Mantiene sus manos y abrazos abiertos.
Oh
Was
shit!
the
Yo,
ride the whole
You
time.
guys are making fun of the flight attendants right now.
you
That's
used to, hey, my boy
wild.
used to be a flight attendant.
What?
Yeah, many years ago though.
No way.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I
shit.
took offense to that. I'm just gonna say by being.
Actually, can you flight attend the intro, bro, real quick?
Land us, Captain.
Damas y caballeros, bienvenidos al vuelo 21, destino a Portland, Oregon. Estamos aquí con su capitán, Shadow Mankind, y su co-capitán, Padilla. Tenemos como pasajera a la hermosa y inteligente Sonia Camacho.
Woo! Episode 19, Sonia Camacho.
Hey.
We've known each other for years.
Yes.
We've seen the movements. You're going crazy with it.
Thank you. As are you.
Thank you. And this whole time since we started the podcast, we were like, who could we get on? And you've always been on the list.
Yay.
So it's so dope to finally have you here.
It's an honor.
Let's get into it, man. How we feeling? How we feeling today?
Good. And I want to tell everyone like the backstory on how
Let's do
we
it.
met.
Yeah.
Because people I feel like might see my social media and think that I'm like all business all the time. But back in the day, I was a club rat.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I seen it.
So when I moved to Portland in 2022, I was 22 and single girl, always going out, always at the clubs. And I don't remember like the exact day on how we met and connected, but I feel like we were like Latino, like in business, like entrepreneurs. like-
Literally.
yeah.
Literally. She's like, hey, I see what you're doing. Shadow.
Yes.
I see it. And then like you just kind of hyping me up, and I was like, "Yo, hey!" And then like that's
Yes.
literally like how we met.
And now 4 years later, it's like you have so much going on.
Yeah,
I've matured and I don't know what. So
I feel like I'm stuck in Neverland when it comes to like nightlife. Like I'm just like
but there's
forever a little kid, you know.
there's a difference between like being like enjoying nightlife like that versus like
True.
I was like drinking a lot, like it's
Oh
a
my
very
gosh.
different scene. So
Oh, for
I say
sure.
I was drinking a lot and now my past life,
Yo, so I'm excited. I mean, a lot was said just now, and I'm just gonna incorporate myself to this conversation because I don't know Sonia like you guys know each other like that. So, and along with everybody that's watching, we're gonna get to meet her for the very first time today. So it's gonna be an interesting one. It's gonna be a fun one. I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a ton of questions that I personally have. More than anything, I feel like Shadow said, you are a face that you see out there, and then it's like, you know what, that she's such a homegirl. Like she's so
Yeah.
supportive, cause I got that same
Literally.
vibe when I first met her.
Literally.
Like it was like it was not like no bad vibes, no hate, no
Same.
nothing. It was just kind of like, yo, you guys are killing it, blah blah blah. And then like occasionally when I would run into you again, I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, there's that girl. Like she's
Yeah.
like super cool.
Yeah.
And that's the type of vibe that you rub off of, like
Thank you.
legit. From my perspective, today we gonna find out. some shit. But outside of that, your swag. Talk
thank
to us
you.
about
we
what
wearing? Come
inspired
on.
a Saturday with the sun behind you and everything. Like what the fuck is
We'll
happening?
get the
right
zoom in clips. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
I don't know if you can see the shoes,
Let
but let's
me-
start with
Dude,
that.
where'd you get those pants? I'm
So
gonna
these
literally, I
pants-
would wear those.
I used to work with Express when I was in college, and they would send me free clothes, and these were like part of that. So I've actually been doing social media and stuff for probably oh gosh, not 6, 7, sorry, 6 or
No.
7 years. I
6,
that.
7.
Dude, that literally is a trip. Okay, I've done the same shit before. It's just what?
Realize how much you say those two numbers until like this trend has evolved, and I'm like, oh god. And then every time I do it, I'm like, I have brain rot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, legit.
But yeah, and then I got the Jordan jersey on. I've got my crazy Air Force Ones. I don't even know. I got these. We have a sample store on campus, so
Those are fire,
thank you.
I think we should all put our kicks up.
dude.
Hey.
My shoes
We're
are
all
not the
repping right
business
now,
right now.
you know?
This is like I literally woke up and
I like
Look,
those. Those are
Northwest
classic.
repping.
they went through some shit like last night. So
Well, we'll get you some new ones.
yes, please. I would love for you guys to give me some new ones.
Yeah.
So talk to us about, what is it that, Sonia Camacho does? Like talk to us about
Yeah.
like what's, because you spoke about, there was a young you version many years ago.
Yes.
Now you're an adult and you're doing what? What's going on with you?
It's actually kind of crazy to put it in that perspective because 4 years ago, like I would not have thought I would be in this situation, I guess, or like that how things would evolve. So, for those who might not know me, I'm Sonia Camacho. I'm a fourth generation Mexicana de Sinaloa, and I grew up in West Salem, Oregon, very predominantly white area. So, as one does, all you want to do is assimilate and fit in with your friends, right? And
Yeah.
I really only had like white friends growing up, which is nothing wrong with that, but was not really connected to my culture, my roots, or anything like that. Like I said, fourth gen, so kind of
Yeah.
your non-traditional household. My parents didn't speak to us in Spanish because my grandparents, kind of wanted their kids to lose the language to assimilate back
Yeah.
then, right?
Damn.
And so, and I really only grew up with my mom, and she, I love when she speaks Spanish. It's so Spanglish. And she'll be like, it's just so crazy. And
So your mom's a no sabo kid?
yeah, we kind of all are.
That's crazy. Wait, but you speak Spanish pretty well, right?
Thanks.
Like you can understand it and like
Yeah, I always say like entiendo más que hablo. Like I like can understand, but then
Okay.
when I go to speak, I'm like, oh wow, that's rocky.
when you dream, do you dream in Spanish or no?
Sometimes I do. So that's how I know that like I am fluent, but I would just my flow can,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Not the
Well, it's
best.
better than shadows. Anyone that has been through these doors speaks better Spanish than shadow. And I'm not even
I'm
joking.
first generation, you know.
Damn. So you're four generation.
Yeah, yeah. So like my great grandparents came here.
Wow.
And so yeah. I'm like, where were we?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So you were explaining how.
Grew up in a very predominantly white area, never really tied to my own culture. Like I just like didn't care. Like actually, I got this hate comment the other day that was like, I knew her in high school and she didn't give a fuck about being Mexican, and like now she does. And I'm like, and I even responded to them. I was like, you're so right. Like in high school, I did not like care to embrace who I was at all. It wasn't until I went to college and like was surrounded by people of color that I was like, oh, like I should be embracing like who I am, or like appreciating, just the culture and everything, and wanting to put my focus in my own community,
Yeah.
because I am where I am today, and like my parents are where they are today because of other people helping the community, right? And so, yeah, I went to short story long. I went to Oregon State for computer science systems, and then I decided to do my master's there as well. And then now I'm a software engineer at Nike. We
Damn.
can go into all the parts of that, but that's like at a broad level. I've been with Nike for 3 years now, and I
Okay.
do software engineering for digital accessibility. So I'm in corporate America, but I have this niche of helping our disabled consumers. So it's a really good
That's awesome.
spot to be in.
Can you
say.
just real quick, because I have
Yeah.
a question that I'm gonna ask you. Can you take a sip of your shot? Because I think what you're doing is really amazing, actually, and the fact that you just kind of compressed everything into like a few seconds of like that. There's still a level of success to you that I'm like, damn, that's actually great. That's
Thank
actually really
you.
inspiring that you're doing that.
Thank
Right,
you.
or that you're where you're at today.
Thanks.
So sip to you guys for sure. To you, yeah, Sonia, that's amazing.
Thank you.
So I do want to ask a question though. Because you said like in high school you were just kind of like, okay, well, this is not that important, right?
Yeah.
Like embracing your culture and your
Yeah.
community and whatnot, right? So can I ask like why you thought that? Like why you thought it wasn't important to?
Totally. Well, to be so honest, like I didn't really have, like I said, I didn't really have friends who were people of color. And so I never saw other people like embracing different cultures. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And then like all the media that you consume, I mean, at the time it was like MTV and like, the Hills and like all these like white girls and like in the media, right?
Yeah.
And so like growing, and now we have TikTok and we can consume, people of all ethnicities, all different genders, and see what success looks like, or like, but back in the day it was like magazines, like what's printed on Teen Vogue was only white girls,
Right.
and so that's just what you want it to be. And like I said, like my mom, she would cook like, enchiladas and like other traditional Mexican food, right? But it's not like we were having like, I don't know, like I don't know how to really put it into words, that like we weren't doing a lot of like what my peers were doing at home, and then they would kind of ostracize me for that too. Like I remember these two girls one time, they were like, well, your parents don't speak Spanish with you at home, so we don't want to be your friend. And I was like,
That's
all
crazy.
right, fuck you guys. You know what I mean? So I think that like those little things are just kind of like what made me not like I didn't dislike who I was, but I just didn't care to explore who I was. If
That's
that makes
crazy.
I have a
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Did you have a quinceañera?
No. And see things like that, whereas like my parents were like, do you want a quince? And at the time on MTV, it was My Super Sweet 16.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
and I have an older sister, and she actually, so where we went to school, we had this dual language program. And I did it all from kindergarten to, 12th grade, but she actually dropped out in 8th grade. And so I feel like having my older sister as a role model, but seeing also how she kind of interacted with like our culture and like not caring to pursue the language and things like that, like also kind of shifted, right? Because you just want to be your older siblings as well.
Yeah.
And she had a sweet 16, so then I was like, oh, I'll have a sweet 16.
Yeah.
So little things like that, yeah.
Would you say, Sonia, that like you were ever like embarrassed of the culture? Like we'd be like, okay, well, I don't really fully understand it, nor do I care to understand it. So like I'm like, oh my gosh, like don't classify me as a Latina.
I would not say that I was like embarrassed to be Latina or like that I didn't want to be Latina. It's just that I wasn't like I just didn't have a desire to explore it. I mean, I guess that could be associated with like embarrassment or like just wanting to not associate.
And I'm probably not asking the right question because, I wouldn't say embarrassment either. It's just, I think like maybe shamed a little bit would be more of what, because here's my experience with like young women that are Latinas that go to a, predominantly white school,
Yeah.
right? You hang out with Brittany and Bridget and Samantha and whomever, and they're all doing things, especially
Yeah.
if it's like a rich white school, right?
Yeah.
It's like or a private school. They're doing things like they're going on vacations, and I specifically I have a relative that is, I'll call her whitewashed because 1,000% she is, but she's Latina, right? Her parents are Mexican. And she's asking questions like, "Mom, like, why can't we go on vacation? Or why can't we go? My friends just got back from Paris, or they just got back from New Zealand, and all I can say is I went to fucking the coast, So it's like, okay, you're living in two different worlds, kind of,
Yeah.
And you're Latina, you're Mexican, we don't have those same opportunities, and because of that, she kind of like shied away from like, I'm Latina.
Yeah.
I want to be like part of this group. And
Yeah.
so now she has all these questions. And I tried, I fucked this up. I tried to hear her out. And the first thing I thought was like, when I was hearing this, I was like, you're a dumbass. Like, I'm so sorry. And I love you, girl. You know exactly who I'm talking about. I was like, you're a dumbass, girl. Like, your fucking country, like Mexico, because you're Mexican.
Yeah.
It's so rich.
Yeah.
Like, in culture. Like these people live here, and nothing bad about any ethnic group or whatever, but it's like you're gonna have your burgers and hot dogs. Like
Yeah.
you're like, we got salsas and tamales and pozole and fucking, we dance and we vibe, and
Yeah.
the community knows the community, and we're like,
Yeah.
dude, there's nothing, I'm sorry, there's nothing that I'll ever miss about like not having a Latino Christmas.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oof.
Bro.
This year, I'm staying in Oregon this year, and I always go to the Bay Area for Christmas.
Yeah.
And I keep telling my boyfriend, like, you don't understand, like, because it's our first Christmas together. Like, you don't even know, like, the night before Christmas goes off,
Yeah.
like, oh.
Yes,
So
yes.
we'll be missed this year.
So I guess for you, I don't know if that was, if anything like that happened where you're just kind of like, well, like this is my friend circle,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna like adapt to this, versus like, no, you know what, like let me stick up for my culture, my community.
Yeah, I think genuinely, like I keep saying, like it just was not, I was not knowledgeable in what it meant to like take that culture home with me, I guess, if that makes sense. Because I went to the school where like, we would have half of our classes in Spanish, and I would learn about like a lot of Latin American history and stuff like that. Like actually, instead of learning like US history a lot of the time, like we learned like Latin American history. But I guess I just like would kind of like leave that at school. And then when I would go home, like, and you're on social media or you're watching TV, like you're just still idolizing and seeing like just people who don't look like you, right? And I will say that like my parents, uh, they did. So my parents struggled a lot growing up, and they took every opportunity and resource they could. They both went to like 12 years of school each,
Wow.
and they were, well, they're both retired now, but they're both lawyers. And so Selena, my sister, and I, we grew up in a household with seeing and understanding like what success could look like if you work hard, and also understanding that they had barriers that Selena and I don't have in this generation because they worked hard, right?
Yeah.
And so I feel like that was kind of like my driving, or that is kind of like my driving motivator sometimes. It's like, okay, well, the days that I'm like, oh, I don't want to go to work or something, I'm like, okay, but the sacrifices that other people made for you to be sitting in a nice apartment complaining that you don't want to go to work, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Things like that where it's like that's
Tired,
I know, I'm like, I'm just a girl, like I don't want to go. And then I'm like, oh, the fact that you are a woman and you get to go to work in this like male dominated field and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that was kind of a tangent off of your question, but
No,
that's
yeah.
kind of a little bit more. A lot of people think I'm first gen to go to college and things like that too.
I thought that.
Yeah, so I think so a lot of, just for the viewers maybe that don't know, I do a lot of outreach and advocacy work to get underrepresented minorities into STEM. And so I go speak at schools, conferences,
Sick.
you know, like Noche de Ciencias and things like that around the community, like anything I can do. And actually, I just had a student message me the other day, and he was like, because I do free mentoring. Like a lot of people would turn it into a business where you can buy my time, which is smart, and I would probably be making profit right now. But you know, students need to hear from someone that like they
Right.
can do it. And a student messaged me, and he was like, 4 or 5 years ago, you met with me, and I was in high school, and now I'm graduating college in 2 weeks. And I'm like,
Wow.
in computer science. And he was like,
Wow.
I went into computer science because of you. So, I mean, like, wait, I kind of forgot my train of thought there, but oh yeah, so that's like what I do and try and get others to not just computer science, but just like spreading the good word of like
Right.
STEM and education, higher education, because Selena and I always had that in our home and like our direct role models, but a lot of people don't. And so yeah, I could see why people think I'm first gen in college,
Yeah.
because all I do is
Yeah.
like go share my story at colleges and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, Shadow and I, we're first gen.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1,000%.
College dropouts.
1,000%. You're a smart cookie. You're literally sitting in front of two kids that like dropped out. I almost didn't even graduate high school.
Really?
Same.
1,000%. Yeah.
But look at you guys now. I mean, like that's also like why it's so important for us to share our stories, because like
Yeah.
I feel like
Exactly.
so many people, they don't see like, so many people think, oh, college or higher education is the only route, but it's not like
No.
at all to be successful. And you know, success is measured differently for everyone, right?
1,000%. Sonia, but you know what I wish I did have? I wish I had like a you when I was going through that process.
Okay.
Because if a younger person was to be in front of me and would have said exactly what you just said, I would have been like, oh, okay, I guess I'm not completely a fuck up. Like, I think I
Yeah.
could maybe do something with my life.
Right.
But for like many years, I struggled with the idea that if you don't go to college, you're not gonna do nothing with your life. And my
Right.
parents like engraved that shit into my thought and my heart and everything. Like they were like, you're a loser, like right now.
Right.
Yeah. And I was like, fuck, I let my parents down. Like, oh shit, I just fucked this up.
And being Latino, like that's why to be so honest and frank, like I was in my third year of computer science systems at Oregon State, and I was like, this shit is hard. Like this is so hard. And I was like, I'm done. Like you know, that you hear all these stories of I switched my major and X, Y, and Z, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna switch and whatever. But my parents were helping me pay for that portion that year, and I was like, you know what? But it would be such a disservice, and they would be so disappointed in me
Damn.
if I switch, or well, if I change and then like they lose some money because the credits don't transfer.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
So I feel like that is just a pressure thing that I'm sure all ethnic groups have, but like Latinos especially. And I always try and say that when I speak to students. Like I always end my PowerPoints with a slide that says like, and if you haven't heard it, like I'm here to tell you I'm proud of you. because we don't. I'm sure you guys don't hear that often.
I'm a
so.
pendejo like 10 times over. Like my mom, she should have named me like
Pendejo.
George Ivan Pendejo. Like fuck. Like I mean,
She's
yeah.
called you pendejo more times than your own
Bro,
name.
yeah, like I knew that was me. She's calling me. What's up, mom?
Yeah.
No, because I mean, I love mom and dad. Obviously, they did
Yeah.
what they could. Like every Latino parent that came to this great country to give us a better like life or opportunity, right? So, I did want to ask you, Sonia, like, how okay, so because I asked like, okay, like in high school you just didn't care too much about like, okay, this is who I am, but like it wasn't until you got to college, right? And then you were like, let me explore this more, the Latino concept and everything. So how like now as a professional, right? How important is it to you like to incorporate like your embedded roots as a Latina? Like
So
how
important.
okay, like how do you do it? Like how does that look
So
like?
in particular at Nike, so I know I've said this before, but I work at Nike World Headquarters, which is here in Beaverton. So it's like the corporate campus and corporate office. And we have an employee resource group, which is kind of like a club, like after school club kind of thing, right? And it's called Latino and Friends Network. So we encourage obviously Latino employees, but also and friends, so any allies, to be a part of our community and culture and celebrate everything. And when I was an intern, so I interned with Nike in 2021, but it was virtual. And just you guys know, like the virtual year, everything was kind of shit. And I was like, okay, like I'm a part of this network, but like we just have these meetings on Zoom, whatever. But now I'm on the board of it, and eventually I want to be a co-chair. But I have realized that in corporate America, the kind of like one of the only ways to advance is to be involved. And for me, I feel like it's so easy to just be involved in this network because I'm so passionate about it inside and outside of work, right? Like I'm so passionate about community outside of work. So when I'm inside work, I'm like, well, duh. But it's also one of those things that I kind of have to fight for. And like, you have to kind of go out of your way to find and build and create community. And so it's extra time in my day-to-day job that I have to put aside, or sometimes I'm working late hours, X, Y, and Z to plan, events or just like ideate how we can kind of incorporate like Latino, heritage and culture outside of just Latino Heritage Month. Because I feel like, especially at a lot of corporate companies, Latinos are celebrated for 30 days and then forgotten about, right?
Yeah.
And so we're always trying to figure out like how can we the longevity of that and make it more I don't know, normalized and X, Y, and Z. But for me, I have always said like I will not work for a company or a team or have a boss that doesn't appreciate who I am. And so my boss is like very understanding that like I have so many hours a week that I need to put aside so that I can create space in corporate America.
That's sick.
Yeah. And so not every boss, not every company is like that. But again, it's like when I was applying to jobs and looking for like, what is my future going to be? Like, I just kind of knew it would have to be for like a company or something that appreciated who I was too.
Right.
So I guess that's kind of how I try and integrate it by like pouring my time into the ERG. But also just I'm in a male dominated industry.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm actually the only female engineer on my team.
How intimidating is that for you,
Honestly,
if any?
so when I was in high school, I walked into my intro to engineering course, and I remember I sat down, and the guy next to me was like, "Are you in the right class?" Like, and I know this guy, and like I know he didn't mean anything by it, like at the time, whatever. So I didn't take offense to it, but then I was like, wait a damn minute. Like, would you ask the guy next to you that,
Yeah.
And so I'm such a competitive person that like when people say things or like if I'm in a room with only men, like to me, I don't see it as intimidating. If anything, it's kind of exciting. It's like, okay, I get to like take up space and present ideas that these men could never even think about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kind of use it as fuel and motivation rather than intimidation and like fear. But that's to say, like, I do get sometimes nervous when I'm with like directors and it's all men, and I'm like, okay, let's not fuck up right now.
Has Sonia Camacho ever felt, because we spoke about this yesterday, has Sonia Camacho ever felt like she's in a room and there's like directors or creators or whomever, and you like doubted yourself a little bit, like you're like, fuck, I feel like I don't belong here today.
Totally.
Shit, talk to
So-
us about that. Let's go. Okay, let's go.
So we kind of talked about this a little bit before, but I really am where I am today because of the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers. They have a conference every year and they send about 8 to 10 creators. So just people like me who have a social media following, who studied STEM or are working in STEM and passionate about kind of like spreading that good word, right? And I remember my first year, I was fresh out of grad school. Like, and I went to, because of my birthday, I finished grad school at 21 or 22, like very young for like,
Yeah.
the timeline, right? And so I'm sitting at this, and so anyway, so I get to the conference and I'm with all these creators. Like Katia, I was telling you about the first Mexican-born woman to go to space.
Yeah.
And so it's people of that like caliber, right?
Right.
They're older. They have their own conferences. They are anyway. And there was these board of directors from Univision or Telemundo, one of the two, right?
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there, and I was like, I just graduated like 3 months ago, and I'm just me. But I have now learned like being just me is awesome, but it has taken time, and there were a lot of moments of imposter syndrome. But I will say that was my moment of like, fuck, I don't belong here. Everyone else here is really cool.
Yeah.
But I used that feeling because I did not like that feeling. I used it as motivation, and that's when I started my podcast, Cuéntame con Sonia Camacho, and it is not active anymore, and it's in retirement because, as you guys know, putting together a podcast is a lot of fucking work. The editing, the setup, the reaching out to people, and so because I was like, I left just feeling like I'm just someone who studied computer science. There's 100 people like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what can I do that will make me stand out? So when I'm talking to these people from these like Univision and stuff, like I'm like, I want them, because you can see it in their eyes. Like they would talk to Katia or like Fernanda, and they would be like, oh, like we really want to like have you on our, a segment about you or something. And I'd be like, I want you guys to want me too. Like, so it was kind of like my motivation to start a passion project that, like I said, since in retirement, but who knows? Maybe one day it'll come back.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
eventually.
I actually listened to them.
Yeah.
I did, yeah.
I listened
Well,
to
there
it.
were like 10 minutes, and like we were talking about
Yeah.
earlier, I was like, oh, the time span, like the
Attention span. TikTok has ruined it.
Yeah, it's like quick,
Yeah.
go. That's crazy. And the reason why I asked that question is because we were just having this conversation with Shadow yesterday, and we were like, hey man, like he was expressing to me how like sometimes he feels like, oh fuck, I feel like I don't necessarily belong. Or what was that? Explain that to me, Shadow. What was
The question was, and shout out to you if you're watching that episode and you're coming to this one next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The question was like, what do you want to leave behind in 2025? And I said, the imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a fucking
Yeah, he's like,
thing.
what is
I was
that?
like, what is that?
Yeah.
I feel like I walk in a room and I belong there.
I love that.
Because my 2 feet got me there, so I belong
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
I've never actually met someone that like doesn't know that.
I know.
You're kind of iconic for that.
I
I don't
mean,
have
is that?
imposter syndrome.
maybe I've
Imposter
had.
syndrome fears me.
What the fuck?
No, you've told the story on this podcast.
I feel like I just didn't know it that way,
Yeah.
and I feel like for me it's kind of like my greatest. I'm gonna gaslight myself a little bit.
Gaslight.
My greatest attribute, bro, is my smile. I feel like, and anytime I'm scared, I'm smiling. So if
Oh, I
you see
love
me out there smiling, I'm scared as fuck. Like I'm like nervous. I don't want to be here. But I didn't recognize it as imposter syndrome. I was like, what?
Yeah. Well, you said like one time you were in a room with like this dude.
Similar situation.
And you literally said like, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
And he
fuck.
like called on you to answer and made you feel stupid and shit.
Yeah, it
Oh.
made me feel like an idiot. I was like, I don't belong here. I literally said, oh fuck. Almost sat down. He goes, no, stay up. I was like, oh fuck.
I hate people like that. But I will say, not to cut off your story, I want to get
No,
back
you're
to that.
good, you're good.
But when you were saying like, oh, I do get that vibe from you that you're a homegirl and like you're not, like, I will say that so many of those interactions have made me the person I am today. And like you can ask so many students that I run into or just anybody on the street now, like I have my personality and maturity has evolved because I'm like, that saying, treat others how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
So I always like some girl ran up to me at the gym the other day. She was like, I follow you on social media. And like instead of I feel like a lot of people would be like, oh, thanks. Like, that's cute. I was like, tell me your life story. Like, we could be friends. Like, I want, like, because I'm like, I want to give you the respect that you're giving me, that you know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
That's fire.
that's dope.
it's, I
Yeah.
feel like that's why I try and like have this aura of like a safe space or like that I'm like everyone's friend because I'm like, I genuinely want everyone to be my friend because, you know, I want to be everyone's friend too, you know?
You have a pretty big social battery bank.
At time during the winter time, like today's a beautiful day. So
Oh, God, yes.
But on a rainy day, I'm like, ooh, no one talked to me, no one looked at me.
You can tell me your story tomorrow, like
Yeah.
not today.
And I work remote, so I'm like,
Okay.
I go into campus by choice, and so like every time that I do, I go and I'm like, oh, humans, like right. So in the summer, I'm booked and busy, like always talking. Like I'll lose my voice from a week of work
Wow.
sometimes, just from like talking to so many people.
Damn.
But and
Yes.
especially at conferences, like 3 days, I come back and I'm like, hey.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you do, like, because I mean, it's like you said, you're losing your voice, you're speaking
Yeah.
so much. Like, how do you take care of yourself
Oh my
to
gosh.
be able to like pull those long days where you're just talking all day?
I'm like the biggest advocate for fitness. This
Oh
week.
God, she's talking to the wrong people.
I know. Really, what?
Fuck, I'm like, let's change the topic.
This week I have fell off. I have not been.
Yes, yes.
But,
Yeah.
so like I
She's
can relate.
human, yeah.
No, but like it's like
Not a
it's so
super-
nice to like just chill all day or like to be busy and be like I don't have time. But I feel like I'm always telling students and just other people too. It's like the number one way to avoid burnout is by being active and like getting your heart rate up or just going for a walk and stuff. And I feel like I could be having like the worst week, and then my boss is like, "Have you ran at all this week, or have you done your Pilates?" Like he knows I'm super into that,
Wow.
and I'm like, "No, you're right, I haven't." And then I go and I'm like, "I don't hate everyone. Life is great, you know."
Yeah.
And like I'm like, "Oh, I'm motivated again." So I feel like to me, but like you were saying, like that's not the same for everyone. So when I tell students, I'm like, find your outlet. It could be painting. It could be walking a dog. Like it could be your favorite show. Like everyone has an outlet that,
Yeah.
and especially my workout classes, because I'm so addicted to this thing, my phone, that like I turn my phone off during a workout class, and it's like that is 60 minutes. And in this day and age, when do you get 60 minutes without your phone?
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm so addicted to social media. It's bad.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that, but I mean, I can assume.
Like literally I wake up and I'm just like scroll. And then all day I'm thinking, and I even speak in like brain rot, right? I'm always like,
Yeah.
oh, that one TikTok sound. And people are like, no, I don't, because I'm not on it as much as you. So
No, I feel that.
Going back to the working out, Shadow, I think we need to like get on some sort of membership, like for real. But
Yeah.
but I will say this though. Working out doesn't just it's not just to look good. I feel like it's because you can work out and not see results, but she
Yeah.
touches a very solid point. It makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Like it's how you feel, right?
Yeah.
And it somehow de-stresses you, and now your concept or your attitude towards others like
Yeah.
change. It
Yeah.
just changes, right? And that's having a positive mindset, having like, going out there and taking on the world with like a good like vision of what you got going on.
Yeah.
Like working out does that,
Yeah.
and obviously your health, it's important.
right.
Yeah.
We need to start with like not drinking. We spoke about this already. Like you and I,
I'm like, hello.
dude, Shadow and I, we need to have a drink off, and then we'll quit, and then we'll quit.
Quit after the
yeah,
drink
we'll
off.
quit after the drink off.
Dude.
I told myself that after Christmas, no, fuck that. After New Year's, I'm gonna quit drinking for like a week.
Yeah.
Like-
Even little things like that, like they do make a difference to your mental health.
Yeah,
Because it's a goal,
100%.
and if you can achieve the goal, you know you're capable. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
I think I might do 2 weeks.
Too.
If I can do 2, because I've done a week.
How is that working in the nightlife industry?
Oh
and like,
my- She's like,
Let me take a
"Week?"
shot. Get the fuck out of here.
I feel like I have always thought like dancers and stuff like that. I'm like, how do you go into the club and not drink? Because for me, I mean, now I feel like I've done like sober nightclub nights, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm always there like, damn, I wish I was having a drink. You know?
You've gone to the club sober
Yeah, a
and
lot
just
of times.
stayed sober?
Yeah, because I have pretty bad ADHD. So sometimes
Oh.
people will be like, she's drunk. And I'm like, actually, I'm just like high off life. So
You
thank
smell
you.
everybody's fucking breath and shit. Like you can.
I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, you're like, oh my god, I love you.
Girls in the bathroom.
It's like, why you?
You're my best friend.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're not mine.
You're my best friend is crazy. Yeah, I have seen that actually. You're like,
They're
oh
like,
my
you're
God.
so pretty.
I love
Like,
your shoes. I love your skirt. I love. Get the fuck out. You're fucking faded.
Oh my God.
How is it? So I mean, if we're talking about like drinking, I
it's
always drink to get this fucking like get the record straight. I always like had a beer or
before,
two.
yeah,
Yeah,
before he
yeah,
owned Calles. It's
yeah. Like
always
I
like,
did.
what are we drinking tonight, fellas? Let's pop one open, like
Yeah.
barbecue
Yeah,
beer.
like I did insurance, and so like I would go to the office and like have a shot.
Okay.
Like, and it's just my. It was. I was
That
in my.
voice culture.
I was in my
Yeah.
zone. I was like, okay, this is how like I'm gonna get to work, and I worked like I legit got my shit done. But the nightclub, that's some like other shit, you know.
Yeah.
Even with the podcast, we're like, oh, okay, so we're not gonna drink. But look at these bottles and shit in front of us. It's like
I
not even.
genuinely was like trying to not drink.
I was-
Later, there's like a sip and walk or whatever, and I was like, "Oh, babe, like let's go. We'll get mocktails." I'm like, "Fucking, I already drank." Like,
Yeah,
let's
you might
come
as well
on.
go all out. No, it's
My
it's
favorite saying is, "If you're gonna fuck up good."
fuck up good. Yeah, there you go. We're gonna use that. If you're
Yeah,
gonna
I
fuck
like
up,
that.
Fuck up
good.
good.
Yeah. No, it's
Drink in hand.
it's hard because like we have a lot of people that come through to the club and we don't, I think for Latinos it's kind of like if they offer you something you take it
Right.
even if you don't want it, like
Yeah.
and I mean you can say no to alcohol, but
Yeah.
it really depends because we do say no. Like
Yeah.
some guys be like, yo, take a shot with me. I just had one, bro, cheers, like next time. And
Yeah.
we run out of excuses like really quick, like within 20, 30 seconds we're like out of excuses. But
Yeah.
we repetitive. But
Yeah.
there's some people that don't go often, like for example the owner of the building.
Right.
He's in there and he goes, hey man, have a drink with me. And I was like, well, I'm not gonna say no to you, like
Yeah.
you don't ever come in here, so
Right.
like I'm gonna, or the owner of this other club, or the owner of this restaurant, or
Yeah.
someone I just did a podcast with, and so it's like
Sometimes it's like a respect thing, you know.
exactly, and I don't ever want to come off rude, and so
Right.
it's hard for me to be like, nah, you go ahead.
Yeah.
I usually
Yeah. Or like the guest DJs, like, come on, let's all take a shot. Like, I'm here in
Like,
Portland.
yeah, and it's like, but I've been here every weekend. I know you're here in Portland. But
I would say I'm getting better at knowing my limit. Like,
Yeah.
like I know when, like,
I will
okay,
say,
this
yeah.
is gonna be
say
my
yeah,
last
but
drink.
literally last night I was like, oh god, and I was like, I am drunk all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like, but continue.
No, yeah, last night, like I'm just like, oh, this is my last drink. Like I got to drive after the club. Like this is it. This is it.
Yeah.
I'm in a good place. So I think I'm getting better at that. But
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
You've had some dumbass nights. Like,
oh my,
like-
you seen me at my most dumbass.
like literally woke up at the club.
Oh,
Like,
that's new level.
but
So that if you're asking like how is it, that's how bad it can get. You're just
Yeah.
like wake up. You're,
you're
like,
like, whoa, shit.
why
Like,
am I in the basement?
Who am I?
yeah, wait, but the-
Why am I in the Shanghai tunnels of
Oh,
Portland?
God.
Like, ugh,
Yeah.
fuck that.
I will say something I've never talked about on like a media interview or anything is like I feel like I share this because I think other people might be able to relate or they see me and they don't know this. It's like I feel like I definitely had a drinking problem like in grad school and in my first 1 to 2 years living here. Like, and I say a problem because it is so normalized now to be
Yeah.
party girl and like and Alex Earl. Do you guys know who she is? She's like, well, now she's like tame, but for like everyone would criticize her because she always goes out drinking, but she has a good work ethic. So it kind of when you're doing so well, but then the behind the scenes people see that and they're like, well, it's not a problem because she's making it to her 8 a.m. meeting. But it's like,
Right.
but she's hungover and maybe throwing up in the bathroom in that 8
Yeah.
a.m. meeting, you
Yeah.
know? And I feel like to kind of share, because I feel like sometimes when I do podcast interviews, I share the same stuff.
yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I definitely like in grad school I would drink and I would actually in college, like all throughout college. But I will say, it came from a place of insecurity as well. If you ever meet people who are rude to you, it's always out of a place of insecurity. I was like the biggest bitch, especially when I would drink too. And I feel like,
That's crazy.
and I feel like it was because I was so insecure with myself. And
Like, don't drink no more right now.
no. I've got it under control now.
About to get mean.
Yeah,
Take the
yeah.
shot away. Hold
No,
up.
but genuinely, like when I was 22, if I would have drank the amount that I just drank, I would be like like I would say something mean about somebody, or you know what I mean? It
Why
just,
do you
like,
think that was? Like, do you think it was the pressures of school? Because I mean, that's very
yeah,
culture for college, for school. Like you,
yeah,
for like you go and you party and you drink. Or do
yeah.
you think it was more like, why do you think that
I
was?
think it was like a deep rooted like insecurity of like I knew I was doing like the imposter syndrome. Like I knew
Yeah.
I was doing all these great things, but I felt like I didn't necessarily deserve, or like I was always afraid. I still kind of am afraid that someone would like take it away from me, if that makes sense.
Mm,
And when you're so insecure, you're like, how can I project these feelings like
mhm,
onto others, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think it was really, it took me being like 2 years being single and like really just like learning who I am
mhm.
and like loving myself for who I am and not wanting, I mean, I say this, but I'm also like on social media always posting for external validation, but like
Sure.
really not relying on that
I love
validation.
that.
Um, but I think also in like Latino culture, it's so normalized, like your parents having a drink every night, or like, you know, a baby shower turns into shots. You know what I mean?
Baby shower.
So it's
We're
like,
fighting at the baby shower with the Theos and shit.
and I feel like in the media, like you see that and it's so normalized. And so for so long, like especially when we met, like I feel like maybe you didn't even know that, but like that was like the peak of my like my life is kind of going to shit and like I don't have my shit together.
Yeah.
You were pretty blasted that night. I do remember that. You
See,
were.
I don't remember
You
that.
were
So
fake.
yeah.
Hey.
And that was like my norm, you know? And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm a girl. Like everyone thinks I'm cute. So it's fine that I can just like be this way. And now I see people like that and I'm like, I pray for you. Like
Yeah.
you'll find a way out. So I know that's a part of my journey that I don't often share. And I also like anytime there's corporate events, like drinking. And now I've learned just because it's free, it's not for me. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
I would go to corporate events and I would like, you know, have a few drinks and then I would be like the way that I'm speaking and like, you know, when you're cognizant, but you're like, you can't help it, you
Right.
know? And I'm just like, girl, this is so unprofessional. Like, so yeah, that's just,
Sonia, you would say like, okay, so when you like when you're in high school, I feel like as a teenager and high school years, like those are really important years, and because you start to understand a lot of what you are
who
and
you are.
who
Yeah.
you're gonna become and blah blah blah. But would you say that a lot of that happened for you like in college? Like you're like, okay, this is a
Yeah.
bigger bowl, and there's a lot of fish in here, and there's a lot of because now you there's a ton of different groups, right?
Yeah.
How like in college, in high school, you were like, okay, these are my
I'm in
friends,
my
and
one group.
this is it.
Yeah.
You know, college or university or whatever, it's kind of like, oh shit, like we're out here,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And so, would you say that that's when it happened most for you, or and then you were just kind of like, okay, there's a lot of insecurities now, maybe some insecurities that wasn't even aware that.
That's a good point. This is like therapy, you guys.
Oh fuck,
But I feel like
with shots,
Therapy was shots.
with shots.
We should just rename the
you guys,
podcast.
one time I ran into my therapist at a fucking like underground EDM spot. And I was like, girl, like
That's tight.
That's
dope.
fire.
I know.
That's fire.
But I would say like in high school, like I always knew I had the potential to do something great or like to become whoever I wanted to be because I feel like I saw my parents do that, right? So I was
Yeah.
like, whatever you want to be, you can set your mind to it, just do it. Doesn't matter money, this, that, like you put your eye on the prize and you can get it. But I think you're right. Like so I always knew that in high school. And then in college, when things started happening for me or like as things progressed, I feel like that's when I was like, no, like no one take this away from me. This is the life I've like dreamt of building. So, but then also at the same time, like I've dreamt of building this, but also like, did I earn this or X, Y, and Z? So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Let me. I might have heard this wrong, but is your dad in the picture?
Yeah. So I grew up with my dad until about like sixth grade. And then I guess I'm not going to air out my family's stuff on. Once the camera's cut, I can
Sure,
tell you all
sure,
the
sure,
tea.
sure.
But my relationship with my dad can be kind of tumultuous at times. It's crazy because so I have my older sister, right? And my sister's more personality is like my mom. My personality is like my dad. And then, but our looks, I'm like my mom, and she kind of got my looks of my dad. But anyway, So I have this sweet spot for him because I see him for, like, I know who he is deep down,
Right.
even through the pain that he's caused and the things that he's said. Like, I can still deep down, like, see such, just that one thing that they say now, like, he's living life for his first time. Like, I can
I
see him
love
for
that.
him, you know?
Yeah.
But whereas other people in my life, maybe my sister and others, right, like, cannot forgive and move on. Like, but anyway, so they split in seventh grade. And, but it was kind of one of those things where it's like dad was already sleeping like in the downstairs room. Like,
Yeah.
I always, you just grew up knowing like your parents are not really together. Like,
Right.
I mean, compared to my other friends who
Yeah.
you could ask their mom, who's your best friend? Oh, my husband. My parents would never say that, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So it took a lot of like maturity and therapy to kind of like let him into my life fully the way that I have now. So I would say in college, grad school, I had a boyfriend that he loved, and so that's like kind of the, I would say, like, we would start hanging out with, now I have a stepsister, if that alludes to why my parents are not together.
Right.
But yeah, we would all hang out, and I feel like that's kind of really when I started to learn to love him again. And now we have a really beautiful, healthy relationship that can still be rocky at times, but like I said, and actually I speak a lot about this with my students, like when I go to conferences and stuff, because I'm like, I know there are some of you in the room that hate your father and cannot forgive him, but I will say he's your only father, and sometimes it's, you got to meet them where they're at and just accept them for their flaws and like what has happened, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
my dad sacrificed a lot, and he helped a lot paying for college and things, so I am, at the end of the day, I am appreciative for him
Yeah.
no matter what.
Right. I mean, at the end of the day, dad's dad and
Right.
mom's always going to be mom.
Yeah.
And I think finding common ground with that is kind of
Yeah.
like, for some, it's a challenge. For some others, it's kind of like, okay, like, fuck it, I'll look the other way.
Yeah.
Looking the other way is not always correct.
Right.
It's not. You still have some scars there that need some healing.
Yeah.
Or like it's just how it is.
Yeah.
But the fact that you kind of like, you were able to kind of, and I wouldn't even say surpass, because I'm sure that there's some sort of reminder to that even
Right.
today, but who you are or what you do today based on who, like, if somebody hurts you, especially when it's someone like mom and dad, like we spoke about that, when it's mom and dad,
Yeah.
that cut, it's things a little different.
Yeah.
It's not just a fucking friend.
Right.
It's not just a homie.
Because
or-
it's like, you guys had me. Like, I didn't ask to be born. And then you're gonna do, and I'm like, you're gonna do me dirty? Like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think very so often it's hard for the children or the kids to put themselves in like
shoes.
their shoes.
Yeah.
And understand why the fuck you doing this? Like, why are you being like this right now? Because I remember growing up, I was like, man, fuck you guys. Like, it's my way or the highway.
Yeah.
As a dumb kid, you
Yeah.
know. And now that I'm older and you go through this beautiful thing called life, and it's pushing you, and it's like, okay, fuck, like, this is why it's actually stressful.
Yeah. Yeah.
But fuck, give your parents some grace. Like,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
doing what they can.
Yeah.
And this fucking, for example, us, as we're first generation, like, my parents don't speak English.
Really?
Like,
Okay.
they don't speak, they have to kind of like, they depended on us so much. I remember. I remember my mother, she'd give me like letters that would come from like God knows where. Translate this for me. I
Yeah.
don't know what it's saying.
Yeah.
Bro, I was terrified to translate
Like
this
a
for-
legal document.
Yeah,
You're
it was like, well, it says here, and I'm not even understanding what it says because it's a legal ass document. And then she's over here, bro, like, you're about to get slapped. Like, and then, ¿pa qué vas a la escuela? Eres un pendejo.
Bro, I think she said something so dope that I just never thought about that way. It's like you see.
I think
your
you're about to
parent
say it. Yep.
for who he is. Like, I think that's really what it came to with like my childhood and letting go of like all the trauma and stuff. Is like one day I was just like, you know what? Like, I see them now.
Right.
Like before, I didn't really see them. I was just like, you're my parents. You're my
Yeah.
parents. Like,
Yeah.
be good to me, please.
Right.
You know, like.
Yes.
But then you grow up and like you're like, oh, like these are just two people like
Yeah.
doing the best that they can.
Yeah.
They definitely fuck up, just like me.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, like it just created such a space for me to just let go
And appreciate.
and just like heal
Mm-hmm.
and like move
Yeah.
on, and actually just it created like such a cool relationship with them now.
Right.
So I'm like, you know what, like you kind of just opened my eyes to like, oh, that's what happened.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
yeah,
That moment of clarity.
yeah, yeah,
My
literally.
parents are just people.
Sonia,
Yeah.
how old are you?
I'm 26.
For real?
Yes.
You're like, yeah, why would I lie about my age?
For real.
You want to
For real.
ID me? I give you at the door. You give me alcohol.
Fuck, I'm told you'd be over 21. No,
Oh, you've seen me
I,
in the
yeah, yeah.
club.
I asked that question because you sound very mature, and not saying that 26 is not mature, right? But like I feel like most people that we talk
Me at
to,
26, shit.
no, yeah, that's
Shit.
literally why I'm saying. Like I'm like, when I was 26, I was no, actually, I'd like to think I have this stupid little switch. Like I have this switch where like I know when to turn it off,
Yeah.
and I know when to turn it the fuck on.
I
Yeah.
feel like same. Like I feel like I'm normally pretty on, but I'm like I can turn off the like last night I feel like I turned
turned
that
it-
switch off. I don't even know where it went. So
Couldn't even find the switch.
I was back to 22-year-old me.
Shit. No, yeah, I feel like it's important that you know how to identify
Yeah.
when it's okay and it's not, you know.
Yeah.
Bro, I was talking to this young gal like not too long ago, and she was telling me, "Oh, at 21, like I'm gonna be here. At 23, at 25, I'm gonna be here. At 30, I'm most likely gonna have kids. At 30, I'm like, dude, you have this crazy timeline. Like,
Yeah.
why does it have to be like that? And I get it. Some people have to be structured.
Yeah.
Some people need to have like control of their lives, which is great. But life don't work that way
No.
at all. Like, like fuck, you might have like the greatest gig
Yeah.
right at 23. You might land like a sick ass job. You might open up for J Balvin as a DJ or go travel. And then some shit happens where you join the military.
Right.
It literally, I've seen it, I've heard it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, okay, fuck. So for you, like you're 26, super young. I love 20. That's actually like,
26,
Wait, how old
man.
are you guys?
let's play this game. How old does Shadow look?
Wait, because you guys could easily be like 29. I don't know. Are you guys 29?
That's correct.
Oh, yes.
100%.
It is?
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
I am 33
Okay.
years young.
Yes.
23 with the money tree. Let's go.
What do I need?
Are you also?
I'm turning, no, dude. I'm about to turn.
Third.
I'm
How old
about
are
to
you
turn.
turning?
I'm turning. Dude, this fucking shot's getting me.
You hardly drink. I'm like, man, am I regressing back to 22?
Yo.
I'm like,
I think I'm winning right now.
I'm coherent as fuck. Right
I'm
now.
sure. I drink my beer. No, I'm turning fuck 36. 36.
Oh, God, you had me nervous over here that you were gonna be like 47, and I was gonna be like, what? What's
Yeah,
your
no.
skincare routine?
I was actually asked that yesterday. I was like, "Yo, what do you use for your skin?" I was like, "I don't use shit," which is pretty bad, I guess. I'm so bad at
I grew up
skincare.
using like Zote on my face, like
Yeah.
all this. Yeah,
No, I did not take care of it. I have eczema, like it's really bad. Like yeah, I'm beat up. I should
Yo.
probably use some product.
My girlfriend is really all about skincare, so she just
Love.
got me into like face masks. And
Ooh.
lotion at night is a
Yes.
brand new concept to me. I'm like, lotion at night?
Right.
And like
I can't do it.
I used to have eczema, bro. That's what I'm saying.
You don't have eczema anymore?
It's going away, bro.
That's
Pure
crazy.
Put some
eczema
lotion
is
on your motherfucking
moisturizing.
face at night, bro. It's a game changer.
Okay, I might consider it.
I started seeing this esthetician, and then I posted a video of like my boyfriend and I doing our skincare, and a company sent him PR for fucking moisturizer. I was like, "You've made it, babe. You've got PR."
You got PR.
That's fucking fire. Someone's gonna send you PR. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm 35 right the fuck now. I'm
When
turning
is your birthday?
this Thursday.
What? How are we
That's
gonna
right.
celebrate?
I don't fucking know.
Oh my
That's the
God.
question of, yeah, everyone's asking like, hey, what are you doing?
Just have a
Wait,
party
so you
here,
and your
bro.
son have very similar birthdays.
Yeah, he was born on Christmas.
So you guys are like a week apart.
100%,
that.
1,000%. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard because December's a tough month. Just because there's a lot going on. Christmas, like
Yeah,
his birthday.
birthdays.
Birthdays, my birth. Like, but I turn low key. I turn emo on my birthday. Like,
What?
I
Oh,
don't.
bad
Yeah.
memories and stuff.
Well, I grew up Jehovah's Witness, so like we
What?
never, yeah.
Oh,
And
wow.
my congregation's gonna suspend me if they find out that I'm a club owner.
You ain't even been to church in fucking decades. What are you talking
I
about?
will burn if I walk into that bitch. No disrespect to anybody that goes to church, like for real.
1 foot in.
Yeah, like fuck, that's enough. That's enough.
Melting.
No, yeah, we grew up Jehovah's Witness, so like we never really got to celebrate like your Christmas, your
my
birthdays, like nothing.
That's
Like I
sad.
remember we would. Thank you. Like I remember we would have your like assemblies at school,
Uh-huh.
like Christmas assemblies. Like it was
Yeah,
like fun.
holiday
Everybody,
fair.
and so I would have to like get up and go to the library, and like they would have me like read books or like be on the computer.
Damn.
Yeah, and it was like I felt so
Your
outcast.
parents would request that they did that.
It was a thing. Like the school had to like
Oh,
do it,
wow.
and it was because of religious beliefs. So I was with her with
wow.
Russians. I was with with old
Oh.
believers with
Like
Russian,
the Catholic, like super intense Catholic Russians.
But
Or-
I don't know. It was like
Catholics
old. It was like
still celebrate Christmas.
it was like old believers.
I
Like,
don't know. There's like a certain
Yeah, there's a-
sections of
Denomination.
yeah.
yeah, and so
Even
I was
in
like,
Christianity, there's some crazy ones. You know.
yeah, like I remember I became really good friends. Shout out to my friend Yurgi.
I love it.
Something. Yeah, we knew we were going there, so I was like, all right, fuck it, like let's go in there,
Yeah.
and we just became friends because by default, by default is
Yeah,
crazy.
you
Was
don't
he
celebrate
also
Christmas
Jehovah's
either?
Witness?
No, he was just I don't know what his deal was. He was just always there. Like he was just like any celebration, he was always like, man, wherever in the world you're at, I hope you're thriving. Like you probably made it.
He probably has like 1,000,000 kids.
Probably.
Don't you like sometimes
Like,
I see Russian families and I'm like, y'all run
brewing
deep.
fucking moonshine and shit.
We were just saying like Russians and Mexicans like just click.
Dude,
Just
yeah.
click a lot of the times.
They actually fuck with Mexicans,
Yeah,
legit. Like
they
they're-
have vodka, we have tequila. Like
Yeah.
they have big
Yeah.
families. Catholicism is huge in their culture. Like they be clicking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, so for my birthday, I'm just kind of like, I think I'm just gonna go with the vibe.
Yeah.
We just opened up Factoria. Factoria is now open, ladies and gentlemen.
check
Just so
it
you guys, yeah.
out.
Oh, do it
for-
there, bro. Like a low key
Yay.
vibe.
Yeah, I think I might just swing by. Whoever wants to come say hello, like come say hello. Like,
Yeah.
Hola.
it's gonna be nothing crazy. Here's my thing, and I might get like, I might piss off some people. I'm sorry, but it's your fucking birthday. Like,
It's
like,
just another fucking day.
no, girl, it's not. Like you
What?
beat the odds. Like
Oh,
you.
we went in opposite directions.
Yeah,
Wait,
1,000.
sorry, because sometimes when people care too much about their birthdays, I'm like, babe, come on. We've had 26 of them already.
I see that.
But I do agree with what you're saying of like, we're here, continue.
Well, you like, bro, to get pregnant alone, like to conceive is already difficult, right? And
You are a miracle.
to make you are nothing shy
That was-
of a miracle, bro.
it's
you-
true. I'm
you
sorry, you're trying to
swam-
be deep, and we're like, your
You
mom
sw-
didn't swallow you.
You're both. Well, the last time, it's like if this one time that you made it, like you made it, dude. In comparison to 1 point some whatever millions, right, of different little sperms swimming against the shit,
Where
right?
the fuck is this going? Like, this podcast is taking a turn.
What I'm saying is this: on a very special day, the day that you were born, are you for real gonna go and like go to the club? You can go to the club any other weekend. You can go to a bar any other weekend. Do some shit that you don't do every fucking day.
Ooh, I like that.
Like go do some shit that's outside of your comfort zone. Go make a new
Yeah.
friend. Go skydive if you've never gone skydiving. Go do some shit that's gonna push you to that uncomfortable
Yeah.
situation that
Yeah.
you normally don't do. Why? Because it's a special fucking day. Because you was born, not nobody else. It was your fucking day.
Yeah.
So what? Have at it. The club's gonna be there. I promise you. Calle says it's gonna open Friday, Saturday. It's gonna be there. Not saying don't go to Calle and celebrate and pop bottles. That's tight.
Get a section.
Get a section. Yeah.
Section pop bottles for sure.
But boys and girls, it's your birthday. It's your birthday. Plan, travel, go fucking leave.
Oh my god.
You meet the most interesting people when you fucking leave. You go to Mexico, you'll meet a friend.
Yes.
And then that friend will give you perspective. And that perspective, you can never recycle.
Right.
You can go to the club, get fucked up, drunk, and you won't remember it. Fuck it. Whatever. I lost my switch.
You are preaching right now. I love
but it's your fucking birthday. Come on. Like,
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so slow. You lost the switch. I get it. I was like, your switch.
The Nintendo
It's
Switch.
like, I have one if you need.
But you know what? That's where I'm coming from. So if I'm not gonna do that, I usually turn a little emo, like like
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Come say hello. I'll say hello to you. I'll say what's up.
Wait, so are we going skydiving or what?
Let's go fucking skydiving. I know a guy. I know a
You're
guy.
crazy.
Let's go skydiving.
You know, on the way here, I saw like a helicopter, and I was like, I'm in that like manic mood that's like, fuck it, let's go on a helicopter ride or something. Like, you know, and you're just like, I have
Have
free
you done that,
will.
bro? The
No,
helicopter Portland tour thing?
I have never gone.
Have you?
I've never
No.
been in a helicopter. I've been in an airplane. I've never been in a helicopter.
Since Kobe, I'm like, ooh,
Ooh.
helicopters. I don't know.
Actually,
Yeah,
to
true.
I was about to say that, and yeah, I'm actually terrified of them. Not really, because I've never been in one, but I've been in
Doesn't
airplanes.
interest you.
I've been. No, it doesn't.
I have a question because it came up a while ago, but the conversation kind of,
Do
pivoted and
share.
shit. Going back a little bit with your story,
Right.
like you talked about starting to embrace your culture. Like, what was some of the, maybe not one, or maybe it was multiple, but what were some of the defining moments where you were like, you know what, like my culture is beautiful, like I need to embrace this? Like, was it a trip to Mexico? Was it this and that? Like, what made you really like say like, no, like my culture is fucking beautiful, like hell yeah.
Honestly, like, okay, I'm gonna say this, and now I'm gonna sound hypocritical, but
I love this.
my mom, like, although I say like, oh, we're not very traditional, like my mom loved to celebrate Dia de los Muertos. Like,
Ooh.
she would come to my school and she would have the sugar skulls. Like, she would do 30 fucking sugar skulls for all of us little rats, right? And then she would sit us all down and be like, okay, we're gonna decorate them. And as we would decorate, she would like talk about the history or like the
I love
meaning
that.
of the holiday, right? Um, so, and then sometimes we would have like big, like when my parents were still together, we would have these big parties where like my dad's business partners and then my mom's friends and our like the kids' friends and families would come, and we would have mariachi music and everything. And like, I remember growing up as a kid. So I feel like the like loss of culture was like when my parents split, and then obviously like I'm like 13, and then that's when I'm consuming media and I'm like, okay, like, you know, but yeah, so when my parents were together and we were having those parties, and just like I always remember loving that, like I wouldn't call it a holiday, but you know what I mean, that day.
Yeah.
And so I feel like from a young age, that was always like my defining moment of like, this is cool. All my white friends are here. Like, this little redheaded girl's here. She's like jamming to this mariachi music, like, you know,
That's
and I'm
fine.
like, and this is my culture, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I feel like, I don't know, growing up, or like once I got to college and everything, like having the Cesar Chavez Cultural Center at Oregon State, and just
Oh.
like, you walk in and you're like, the murals in here are like so dope. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, this is like my people's like culture and
That's fucking
art,
sick.
you know? And I've always resonated with, like if you go into my house, I have like a lot of different Mexican artists, like, and just fun, quirky pieces and sculptures and stuff. And so I feel like I've always resonated with like the art. And when I was in Mexico City, I kind of felt that feeling, that it sounds like cliche, but like, you know, when you like see like Mayan art and stuff and you're like, whoa, like I kind of feel something right now. Like art is making me feel a way, you know? And my dad was like, it's our people's culture. Like it's very spiritual. Like you're very spiritually connected. And I was like, you're right.
That's fucking
Um,
sick.
so I feel like, I don't know, I've always, whenever I'm around things like that's kind of
Yeah.
like what is my reminder.
Yeah.
And then on like a totally different level, like going to these conferences and meeting all these Hispanic students and stuff, like just learning about everyone's like where they came from, their families, like that's also beautiful. So
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been to Mexico plenty of times.
So actually, what's crazy is, so we grew up. My family's from Mazatlan, Sinaloa, and sorry, I feel like I just slurred that. Okay, retake.
Actually,
So my family is from Mazatlan, Sinaloa, and we have a house there. And actually, growing up, my dad had a restaurant there, like in this hotel,
Oh, shit.
and
oh, fire.
they almost like bought the hotel as well. Like it was like growing up, because we had a timeshare there, so we would run around and like run that shit, you know, and we would be like, get me a sandwich. It's on the owner's tab, you know. So
Damn.
um,
Okay. Fuck.
it was being a kid in Mexico was so fun.
Sonia's like just giving orders and shit. Being a kid
At
in
one
Mexico
point,
was
they were
fun.
like, "We need to cut her off. She's had so many Coke, like Coke Zero or whatever. Like they were like, we need to shift her to like Diet Coke or something." But yeah, so we grew up going there twice a year, and my parents were together, and then like once a year, once my parents split, and then I went then all throughout college I didn't go. And then because again, my relationship with my dad was still building up because the house is in my dad's name, right?
Right.
But then I went again 2022, and then now my boyfriend and I have gone twice this year. And then I went to Mexico City in June of this year, and that was my first time going outside of Sinaloa. And because we just,
How'd you like it?
I loved it. But like growing up, we like, because we had the house or the timeshare, like we just only go there. You
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
But Mexico City, I was so fucking sick. The elevation, I was like, and I'm like, I
Oh,
would say
yeah.
I'm a fit person, but I was throwing up so much and just
Fuck.
like,
Because you were running, right?
yeah, I went for a race.
Yeah.
But even that first day, I was like, thank God I'm here a week early to adjust because this is no fucking joke.
Yeah.
And it took me like so long to get out of my hotel room every morning.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I feel like I definitely need to go again. I went to like, Frida's house and the iconic art exhibits, but
Yeah.
I feel like I need to go again and like redo it on a
Oh, you could go. Yeah, I went for my first time. Like, it kind of like I resonate with the story because
Yeah.
I went for my first time in 15 years
oh wow.
to Mexico, and I did like
Wow.
this like almost 3 week trip
Uh-huh.
where I met my half siblings for the first time.
No
My dad
way.
had a family before he was ever in the U.S.
Whoa.
I met them for the first time. They're all old as fuck, and like I'm like, what the
What?
fuck? And I was calientes, and then we went to where my dad's from, Mexico City, and he was like showing us the city and like everything. We went to the
Oh
museums,
my God.
and then I went to Guanajuato,
Uh-huh.
that's where my mom's from, and like we went to
Wow.
the city, and I was just like, I felt that like the richness of
Yeah.
my roots, my specific roots, right?
Right.
Like
Yep.
Mexico City, Guanajuato,
Being in the motherland.
combined. Like just being in the
Yeah.
motherland, we took a tour, hot air balloon over the pyramids.
What?
Like I was like, you got to do that, by the way, when you go
I
back.
I didn't even go to the pyramids because I
Yeah,
was like, I don't think I can do 3 hours on a bus. I'll be
you did
thrown
that,
up.
right?
Yeah, I did. We did it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's beautiful,
it's so sick.
bro. There's nothing that I mean, if you want to like connect with your roots, there's no better way to do it than
Oh
that.
my god,
And
the
it's just
pyramids, bro. Like
it's
you're just
something
like, what
about
the
like
fuck?
like
There was this TikTok that was like, you know how people say like aliens built the
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 pyramids.
pyramids? That's false because there's pyramids in Mexico, and you know those Mexicans are working.
Hell yeah.
like, what the fuck?
You know the Mexicans built
Yeah,
that
shut up,
shit.
Mexicans, but that's false. I need to get TikTok.
Oh my God, I'm like, yeah.
Okay.
Then
Well, I was gonna say it.
yeah.
The there's just no way to connect. Like when you go, like you just feel like, which is ironic because it's kind of like, oh my God, I'm home, but at the same time, we're not.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
we have to come back,
yeah.
you know. And it's not that we have to. It's just that like, okay, this is our home. Like
Yeah.
this is like the
What we
place
know.
what we know. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is fucking crazy.
But
For
life
remind me.
is so much better there sometimes. Like it's
It's
such a
it's so
slower. Like I feel like here I'm like working to live.
Yes.
There I get to like
technically you
live.
could just go live there, right? Since you're remote.
And I can't work out of the U.S. But
Uh,
yeah, I
No,
mean,
I agree. I don't know my neighbors,
yeah,
legit. But if
yeah,
I was in Mexico, everybody's like, "Hey,
yeah,
Ramon,
yeah.
hey, Lupe,
Yeah.
hey." Like everybody knows you, and everybody's
Literally.
doing you like a favor. Everyone's
It's a
like,
different pace.
it's
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's love.
yeah.
100% it's love. And I don't think it's just Mexico. I think that's like Latin America, period.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, because we have the patrons that come to Calle, you know, they're like all love always, whether it's Colombia, Venezuelan, like Dominican. It's it's like their own sauce. You know,
Yeah.
it's I love it.
Yeah.
I love Latin America for sure.
And I just went to Oaxaca, so we did like 2 weeks in
Sick.
Mexico, and actually because I was supposed to go to London for a race, and for 4 days to do London for 4 days, I could do 2.5 weeks in Mexico for the same fucking price. Isn't that crazy?
That's wild, girl. So you run like that?
This year I did. Nike did the After Dark tour, and it was like 6 iconic races around the world. I went to 4 of them. I was supposed to go to like, I think 5 of them.
What were some of those places that you?
So we started off the year in Australia. Did that with my friend. I was in Australia for literally like a weekend. It was insane. And then what was it? I went to Korea, and this is all on my own dime. Like Nike didn't send me. And then also LA, and then Mexico City. And then I was supposed to go to London, and I didn't do that. And there was Mumbai and I think China. And Mumbai was
Wow.
the same day as Korea. I was like, otherwise, send me to India. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So
Damn, that's fire. Just to run?
Yeah.
What do you run? Like, is it
those
like
were half marathons.
half marathons?
Yeah, but like before this year, I never thought I could do a half marathon. I was like, fuck that.
Oh, for real?
But now, like, I feel like if someone was like, oh, you're signed up for a half marathon tomorrow, I'm like, okay, fuck it.
Yeah,
You know,
you can do it. You
So-
train?
not really.
You're like, give me a shot. I'm going.
Like to me, this is like just how I operate in life. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna run 10 miles today. Like I have to run those 10 miles because I
Dude,
said I was gonna do
I'm
it.
so the same fucking way.
Right?
Yeah, 100%. And then as I'm running, like it hurts.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck.
But I can't
But I'm
stop.
not stopping. I'm
Yeah.
like, I need to finish
Damn.
this shit.
Yeah.
My time's probably not correct. Like it's not what it should be.
I'm not very fast either. Like people, okay, so that's my other thing is like, I know I'm not a D1 athlete. I'm not getting paid to run or anything. So like, why would I try and push myself to the point of maybe even like injuring myself?
Yeah.
Like it's not that deep, you
Yeah,
know. I'm at a comfortable
True.
like almost 10-minute pace sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't care, but I'm moving, you
Right,
know.
right.
Yeah.
But too many people are like, I want to be 7-minute pace. I'm like, why? Like, there's no reason. Like, but
And then like the next 4 days, they're like in that shit where their
literally,
arms and legs are.
I'm like
looking-
crossing a finish line at a race. You still did those miles. Like, it doesn't matter what time you did.
Yeah.
But we're
Yeah.
so numbers oriented as a culture, like as a society.
For
Like,
real, for real. Sonia, I did want to ask you, and we're gonna backpedal savagely right now. You're
Savage.
no, for real, because this has nothing to do with running. But for those kids that that grew up, because this part is like I can resonate. It resonates with me a little bit, but like for those kids that don't have both mom and dad, like like what's one thing that you wish someone would have told you as you're going through that process that you would want to relay to those kids?
That's a great question. I feel like I'm always to make a short story long, you know. Like, I feel like I'm gonna just spit brainstorm, you know, out loud.
Let's go get it.
There's a few things that like you don't always have to choose one or the other. I feel like we often are like, oh, mom's pissing me off. So like actually literally on Thanksgiving, like my mom was pissing me off. I was like, my boyfriend was like, my dad's the only parent that gets me, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, it's not always like that. Like it's a 50-50 thing to like raise a child, right? Well, anyway, I don't know. I don't have kids. I can't even keep my plants alive. But I feel like to me, what do I wish I knew? Like I feel like I would want someone to tell me like you can be successful no matter what your home life is, just because like I have my friends growing up that had these picture perfect parents that make a ton of money and they're so in love and blah blah blah, and they have like they can give their kids and anything, right? And I'm like I'm the one that's like, oh well, only my mom's gonna show up for that volleyball game that your whole family's showing up for. Like I always felt like less than, if that makes sense. And I wish someone would have been like, you're not less than, and you are still going to do well in life, even though you don't have maybe the support system that like others have, because you can create your support system too. I know so many people who have such dear friends and lifelong friends because they become family, right? Because it's not always the family that you're like born into or given, right? You can make your own life and create that community and that love that maybe you're searching for in other places. And the last thing I'll say is that I constantly, like when I was saying I kind of feel like I had my drinking problem, like I feel like I constantly was looking for love or validation or fun or anything from other external ways because maybe I didn't always have that growing up. Like people say like daddy issues or mommy issues, right? Like I wish someone would have told me like it's gonna be okay, and like what you are searching for or like you're trying to fill that void, like it's already there. Like you can mend those relationships and everything will be okay.
Yeah. Damn. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. yours truly, Sonia Camacho.
This is
Like-
a
like
podcast
this-
turned therapy.
For real.
Thanks for joining me.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
gonna send
I
this
mean,
to my therapist and be like, what do you think? Progress? Have we made progress?
because you're doing great. I'm gonna, because I feel like we can talk forever, and I feel like we've only scratched the like not even the surface at this point. It's like there's just so many things that like we can definitely pivot
Yeah.
in terms of like what we need to know and like what's going on right with Sonia Camacho. At a glance, you're obviously doing great.
Thank
Your
you.
swag is on point.
Thank you.
You're
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
glad I wore this outfit. You guys keep complimenting it. I'm
Yeah.
like,
No, I
oh,
love it.
this
I
whole thing.
I'm very Shadow and I are very we love fashion.
Yes.
We really look at this
Yay.
Los Angeles, California. Let's go. But we do appreciate good fashion for sure.
Yes.
Like
Oh,
yeah. We see some people at the club like, oh bro, look, that's fire, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
that is pretty fire. We probably would never wear it, but like it looks fire.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
people are brave.
Yes.
Y'all people are brave. But I will just story time, like story tell before we close it up, Shadow. I think that imagine this, right? Two people that know each other, that love each other, people that love each other. They say, you know what? We should go. Like we should just pack our shit and go, right? They don't understand the language. They don't know where the fuck they're going. They don't know like, they don't even have a job, right? And they come to this place called America, US, right? And they come here and they set up camp and they're like, we're gonna fucking stay here and we're gonna have kids, and those kids are gonna have kids, and now you have, Sonia Camacho, right? And
Dream come true.
dream come true. So check this out. So someone's idea, right? Because this is your grandparents, right?
Great grandma.
Great grandparents.
Yeah.
Your great grandparents said, "Let's go." You were never ever in the picture. Like never did they say we're gonna have una bisnieta. Do you say that in Spanish?
Bisnieta.
Bisnieta. Sounds correct.
Like,
Don't
we're
ask me.
kind of the wrong crew right here.
I'm asking the wrong fucking people. God
But I'm pretty sure it's Bisnieta.
Okay. Well, they no way you're in the picture, right? So what you're doing today, right, is you're putting the idea that once was had, right,
Yeah.
worth it. Like it's
Yeah.
fucking worth it, and
Yeah.
you're not just doing it in a small scale. You're doing it in a way where like, you know what, I'm gonna sit in these uncomfortable chairs with my fucking thoughts, thinking that I might not belong, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Fuck y'all, and I'm gonna fucking kill it. And you know what, I'm gonna do this thing called college, and then I'm gonna find myself some way, and then I'm gonna land a job with the most prestige, call it one of the most prestigious fucking company in the U.S. in the world, globally
Yeah.
known.
Like the number one sports or shoes, company.
Let me do that. And you know what? I'm Latina, so fucking eat it.
Period.
Oh.
Yo, I'm proud of you from the
Thank
bottom
you.
of our hearts.
Same,
Like
same,
I
likewise.
I'm
think
like, oh, I love you guys.
from the bottom of our hearts, I think you're doing great, and it's
Thanks.
inspiring. Hopefully, anybody watching, especially if females, right? Because you talk
Yeah.
about how like it's hard to go into these positions that are predominantly like male,
Yeah.
driven.
Yeah.
Girl, you can do it. Stop
Totally.
stop
Yeah.
fucking. Don't make excuses for you. Leave that man's at home. Like you gonna take care of business, and then give yourself 2 years and really fucking like focus
Yeah.
and simmer down and like really go about your business. Then everything else will follow. Like
Yeah.
you don't need to walk a path that people are walking. Walk your own way, and people will gravitate towards that.
Yeah. And
Exactly what this girl is fucking doing right now.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Good shit,
Call me
Sonia.
for part 2 so we can talk about work.
Yeah.
I'm like, I thought we were only gonna be talking about like school and work. I'm like, we got into like life. So,
Yeah, let's talk about fucking life.
I think a good way to end it is to give her the platform. She talked about it a few times on this podcast, spreading the good word of STEM.
yeah.
So just think about people that don't know shit about STEM. I think about a flower stem when you say it.
That's literally what
You know, like 2 college dropouts.
I
right
think
here.
about weed, actually.
And maybe, yeah,
When you
maybe
talk
the people watching, they're like, STEM, what is this STEM? Or maybe there are college
Yeah.
students that are watching and they're
That's a
like,
great
oh,
point.
maybe I'm thinking about switching
Yeah.
my major. So talk to us a little bit about that, what you want to do in the field
Yeah.
to wrap up this beautiful episode.
All right.
And yeah, let's just
Thank you. So STEM is not weed. Well, actually, it kind of could be.
kind of good.
Kinda good.
STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. And now they have like anyway. And now sometimes they say STEAM. I think they throw in art there too.
Ooh.
But I think it's very important because growing up in the media, you see like the cool girls are like, I'm always so bad at math. Like I don't know how to, and so you think that that's cool to be bad at math and everything. It's actually cool to be a nerd. And it pays really well.
Yeah.
But on top of that, like it is so cool to be. So in science, I have friends who are chemical PhD students who are like doing all this molecular shit. And like, there are people who are working to solve cancer and everything, right? So it's like, there are problems in this world and it's so fun to solve them. And that's what STEM does. And every industry uses STEM. Like when I was in college, I never thought that fashion companies needed computer scientists, right?
Wow.
But everybody needs a website. Everybody needs people to work in supply chain and RFID and tracking and things like that, right? There's so many different avenues that we don't even know off the top of our heads. So STEM is everywhere. You think about all of your passions. Like I said, my passion was fashion and technology. I found a way to marry the two, and now I have another passion of like disability inclusion, and I get to work in my dream job.
Nice.
So whatever your heart desires, STEM can be involved, and it's a part of making generational waves and moves and everything, because now my kids are going to be able to see like mom was an engineer.
That's so fucking fire.
Thanks. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think my biggest goal, I've done two like $1,000 scholarships, but I want to move towards paying for someone's like full
Wow.
like college experience. Like
Yeah.
that is my goal. Not just my kids. Like I want to be able to like
Right.
give a scholarship like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
So yeah, paying it forward, because we wouldn't be here today without others.
Right.
Community,
Yeah.
Shut up. I'm so glad you brought that up because I did not know what.
Exactly.
And it's obviously
This whole time, I'm like,
it's obviously a lot cooler than we, but no, dude, you're doing great. That's God's
Thank
work,
you.
honestly.
Yeah.
You guys
That's-
are too.
it's the future. Like,
now we're getting people sick. Like, it's like we're getting
But
people
you're a business owner. Look at where we are. Like,
yeah, no, for
sit and
sure.
reflect. We're all doing, like I said, success is measured differently for everyone. And I think we're all very successful people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm for sure. For the people that are watching, it's like Gaia is not my success pinnacle. Like it's not. Like I know that I'm successful when I get to have time. Time is my success. Like if I can go on a walk, if I can go on a run, fuck it. If I can do whatever at any time, then I'm like, oh shit, I'm successful
Yeah.
because I can
Yeah.
do that. Right.
Yeah.
That's my, like you said, everybody's level of success or is measured
Yeah.
differently or whatever. But
That's so true.
oh my god, this is a fucking therapy ass fucking.
I want to keep talking, so I'm like, cut the camera. So we
Yeah,
can
cut the- Yo, like so the light went out. So
there's a little cotton candy to our
a little
right
cotton
here.
candy. Yeah, like yeah. The views were the weather
Yeah,
was
the light. It's getting pretty dark, so I'm like, ooh, I wonder how it's gonna
yeah,
look on the
yeah,
cameras.
Hey.
We
the
should have
wet-
turned on the lights. I was thinking.
the weather was
Oh.
perfect today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shadow, take us home, bro.
What another beautiful, beautiful episode. We learned a lot. We dove deep. We went into the life of the one and only Sonia Camacho. If you see her on your socials, hit her up with any questions you might have.
Yes.
She, as she said, she's an open book. She's willing to communicate with you and give you any advice that she is able to.
I mentor for free.
Exactly. So thank you so much for watching this episode. We will see you on the next one. And have a good night. I don't even know what I was saying. Good night, yo.
Yes.
Go.
What a success.